Yo, what is up, guys? So, a bit of a different style video today. This is actually not really something I've had to talk about before, surprisingly enough. But recently it is becoming a bigger and bigger issue in this game, I believe, and that is I want to talk about gambling. Which I know, crazy. Never expect to hear those words, right? Yeah. So if you don't know, there's a lot of gambling that goes on in Dark and Darker, and by gambling, what I mean is they gamble Dark and Darker items as if it were real currency. What they do is, let's say they play blackjack or they do a roulette wheel or dice roll or coin flip or whatever, whatever method they decide to choose. But there's a lot of this been going on recently, and it's kind of like a gray area, I think. I mean, I'm pretty sure at one point it used to be bannable. Like on numerous occasions it was bannable. I know for a fact that there used to be gambling Discord servers, and Iron Mace said that was bannable, like to have like a like a large organized gambling ring. They said that was bannable, but recently it doesn't seem to have been the case, or rather, they're not taking action against it, and it is starting to become a pretty large issue. I would say, because like I said, there are a lot of people starting to do it. There are Twitch streams that are literally like people go live and they just sit there and they gamble the entire stream. That's all they do. They stream for 4 hours, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, and all they're doing is sitting there with in trade chat, with pulling up random gambling games, and they're just gambling skull keys. And I mean, before I show you any of like this proof or anything or go a little more into it, I'm sure a lot of you are gonna be like, okay, but like, why does this matter? Well, to begin with, other than I mean, it's like I think some of like the more in-game reasons is one, you're just it ruins a player experience, right? The thing is, like, a lot of these players, like, I know, like, this is gonna be like me just projecting onto them, but a lot of these players, like, let's say you win big, right? Like, say you win like a ton of skull keys, because that's how this really goes, right? Like, actually, before before I really get into this, let me just show you a screenshot, right? This is an inventory of somebody before they got banned. To be fair, this guy was banned for RMTing. However, this guy was also gambling like 24/7. And I will say this right now, he did not buy all of this. But just for reference, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Fulgors, 2 Kuma's Claws, Viola, 3 Pulverizing Prayers, Famine, Spellweaver, probably Abyss Wizard Kit, and I would say, what, 1, 2, this is 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, maybe one more robe, at least 60 Skull Keys here. Overall, everything in the stash was worth around 700 US dollars. And like I said, he did not buy all of this. He bought stuff and he gambled and he just eventually won. Also, this guy was running like a gambling, a ring. He was streaming it and he was rigging the coin flips or whatever, so he was winning more often than not. So that's, one thing right there. But let's say, you're a new person coming to the Dark and Darker community and you just click on a random Twitch stream and you see that in that guy's inventory. I mean, to be fair, you're probably, I mean, I guess as a new player, you're probably not even going to know what you're looking at. But, if you do know what you're looking at and you see that, like, how do you not feel horrible, right? Because that right there is an amount of wealth that no player could ever have in this game. For reference, that is around 170 skull keys worth of value, and each skull key is valued roughly around 40 to 45,000 gold. So, I mean, you can do the math right there, right? That's well over 4 million gold, getting closer to 10 million gold. That is not an amount of wealth that any player will ever normally obtain during a wipe. Maybe if you're the luckiest player in the world and you drop artifacts left and right, they're always the expensive ones, maybe. But the odds any average player gets that are completely zero. It's just not even a chance. So, other than that, just like ruining the game, like not just for people that see that, because like, oh, bro, like, why am I even playing? Like, look at how much gold these guys have. The people that are doing it themselves, they lose all enjoyment because, like, when you have that level of gold, what do you have left in this game to do? You're gonna run literal Bisque gear. You have enough gold to run an artifact every single kit until the day this game wipes. Assuming you lost one kit a day, you could still run it. Because, there's only 3-month wipe. You could literally run an artifact every single day and lose an artifact every single day. You have no sense of enjoyment from the game, right? You don't have anything to gain and you don't care about losing because you're just sitting on an infinite amount of wealth. Other than that, though, so, the main reason I think this is an issue is, like, I mean, I know a lot of people would disagree with me here, but I don't even think it's incorrect, is gambling almost always leads to RMT. If you don't know what RMT is, it's real money transactions or trade or whatever. Basically, it means spending real money to buy in-game items. Or, selling in-game items for real money. Both of which are very, very bannable for this game. and gambling always leads to that. Is every single person that gambles gonna, RMT? No, they're not. But the majority, yeah, they probably will. Especially the people like that guy right there that are winning a lot. And the thing is, funny enough, let me pull this back up really quick. Funny enough, boom, he was banned 2 days ago. You know why he was banned? RMTing. And like I said, this is just how it goes because these players, they win like when I said they have no sense of enjoyment, they win so much they have more gold than they can ever possibly spend, so they just start selling it. That's what happens with another player, not just this guy here, also this guy. And if you're played Dark and Darker, you recognize both of these names. Both of these guys were RMTing. Like 100%, they were permaban for RMTing, both of them. And you know what both of them were doing? Both of them were running gambling servers. So also, this right here is just in one example I wanted to show you in case you guys don't believe me. This is another guy who's been doing gambling a lot. And like I said, you don't need to go out and attack the people that are gambling or anything like that. However, I do think Iron Mace needs to take a stronger stance against this. If they are not going to do something about this gambling, then I think it's probably going to ruin the game. Maybe not entirely, but it's definitely going to ruin a large part of it. But like I said, this is a 3-hour and 10-minute VOD, and look, you can see me scrolling through here. At every point during this VOD, look, he has not played a game yet. We're 30 minutes in, 35, 40, 45, 50, an hour and 5, an hour and 13, 20, an hour and 30, 40, 50, 2 hours, 213. Like, look, he's just, you see what I mean? Literally, they are not leaving. He is not playing the game, and this isn't the only game that's like that. Like, if you look at his other streams, this is a 10-hour and 5-minute stream. Let's see if we can find a game where he actually plays in here. It's 2 hours in, hasn't played a game. 3 hours in, has not played a game. Oh, I missed, sorry. 4 hours in, nope. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. 4 hours in, we have our first gameplay footage. And he is running literal Biscuit with a Spellweaver, an artifact. That is, nice. So it is a 5-hour stream, 5.5-hour stream, and he played for an hour, right? Like, cool, he did it, which is better than most. But like, that is what I'm saying. Like, you have these people that are, because the thing is, it's like, whether or not it's bad for the game or like morally, you're gonna have players coming in and you're gonna have players seeing this, and they're just gonna have the thought process of, how will I ever compete with that, right? Because at the end of the day, like, a lot of people are going to look at that, and a lot of really good players look at that and be like, oh, who cares? Like, if they run good gear, they're just bad, so we'll take it from them. Well, a lot of players that aren't necessarily the best players are going to look at that and like, how can I ever compete with that? So either I'm forced to do the same thing, or I just don't really care about it anymore. And there definitely are people that look at that. I had it happen recently. When I was streaming yesterday, somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I opened to one of those streams and just like made me like so depressed because like how do they ever get that much gold? Like, am I just bad or something?" And it's like, no, you're not bad. You're just you are just not on an even playing field. And 1 second, let me get a drink of water. My mouth's a little dry. And at the end of the day, Iron Mace has like always been very wishy-washy on their bans. Sometimes they ban people for doing things, sometimes they don't. And like I said, before in the past, when there have been large gambling servers, like, 1, 2, 300 people, they would always go and shut them down. I don't see how that's any different than these people streaming it live on Twitch. Because that's another thing, right? It's like, at the end of the day, you could never make this completely bannable. It's just not really possible. But you could, bare minimum, like, stop these people from streaming this on Twitch. You could make it bannable, and that way, like, literally all they have to do is come out and say, like, hey, this is bannable, like, like, you cannot be doing this gambling anymore, and automatically, they can't stream it on Twitch anymore, right? And this is an issue we've had in the past, where, because, I know a lot of people are like, oh, just because other people see them doing it doesn't mean they'll do it. In the past, we have had very, very big issues of cheaters, stream snipers, RMTers, things like that are very, very obvious and they don't go banned, or that they go unbanned for so long that you have people that see them and they're like, oh, well, he's not getting banned for it, so that must mean it's okay, right? Even one of the people in the screenshot I just showed that got banned didn't know what he was doing was wrong. He literally, like, when asked about it after, he was like, I didn't do anything wrong. He was like, I was just selling stuff. Right? Like, he thought that was okay because so many people have done it and not been banned for it. And that is just ridiculous. And like I said, you're going to see more and more people doing this. That happened long ago when we had before Ditch finally got banned. We knew what he was doing. Everybody knew what he was doing, but he did not get banned. So there were more cheaters and more stream snipers than ever before around that time because they're like, oh, we can just do this super, super blatantly, and Iron Mace just isn't going to ban us for it, right? And that is just not a good message to send to the people that are going to do bad things to the, like, are in the game, right? For cheaters, arm tiers, stream snipers, all of those, you do not want them to feel that they can do whatever they want without fear of a ban. It's just not very good. So at the end of the day, I mean, you're allowed to form whatever opinion you want on this gambling. I think I myself and a lot of other players would agree it's ridiculous. I don't like it. I don't like the premise of it. I don't like seeing a bunch of players have an inventory full of skull keys and they didn't do a damn thing to earn it. All they did was sat and trade and played a game of odds. I mean, you know. And like I mentioned early on in the stream, a lot of these players are rigging their bets. Like they're not doing it legit, and you have no way of knowing that. And you'd be like, oh, well, that's good because these guys are gonna lose their money, right? And it's not really. I mean, it's just it's stupid. It's stupid all around. But you know what's funny? It's like I have had like, and I'm sure a lot of you are gonna think like, oh, you know, this is probably like it's probably not like that big. I've had multiple people as I'm streaming recently come in my stream like first time chatter. Hey, want to do a coin flip for 2 SK? Want to do a blackjack for 2 SK? I've never gambled before on this game in my life. Like, why would you ask that? It's just getting ridiculous. And I absolutely think that if Iron Mace does not do something about it, it will get out of hand very, very fast because you're gonna have a lot of players that just they don't want to fall behind, right? Like, when you have all of the other players running literal piss, running artifacts, you don't want to fall behind. So if your only choice is to do that, I mean, what are you gonna do? But anyways, like I said, that's gonna wrap it up for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to leave your thoughts and everything about it down below. If you think I'm being a whiny little bitch, that's fair. Just say so. And if you don't, you think I'm justified, then say that as well. But alright, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.